Welcome to Pro Growth Insider. We're jumping straight into the deep end today with rule number 1 from the book, Code Like a Pro. Now, I'll warn you, this one might sting a bit, but honestly, understanding this could literally save your career. So, let me start by asking you a question. When someone at a party asks what you do for a living, what do you say? Just take a second and think about your actual answer. Because that answer, it reveals everything about how you value yourself in this industry. If the first words out of your mouth are something like Python developer or I'm a React expert, if your entire professional identity is wrapped up in this specific syntax you know how to type, then, well, I've got some pretty tough news for you. You are looking at your job completely wrong. And listen, that's not just me being dramatic to get your attention. It is the new reality. The ground beneath our entire industry has shifted, and the rules for being a developer have fundamentally, and I mean permanently, changed. So let's break this down. Let's talk about why the very skills that got you hired maybe 5 years ago are now very quickly becoming a liability. It's time to face the fact that your value is no longer in how fast or how clean you can type code. Think back just a few years. The hardest part of any project, the bottleneck, was implementation, just turning an idea into working code. Your value was in your hands, in your typing speed. But as you can see, that is completely flipped on its head. Today, thanks to AI, implementation is basically free. It's instant. The real bottleneck, the real challenge is strategy, knowing what to build in the first place. And this quote just hits the nail on the head. Measuring your own productivity by how many lines of code you wrote, that was always kind of dumb, but today, it's career suicide. It just tells your boss that you're doing things the slow, expensive, and old-fashioned way, probably because of ego, not because it's efficient. Okay, so what does this actually look like in a real job? Let's walk through a super common scenario and see how 2 different kinds of developers handle it. And this isn't some made-up story. This is happening in offices right now, as we speak. So here's the task. The CEO needs a new sales dashboard. It needs to pull in data from Salesforce, show some charts, and let the sales team download PDF reports. You've probably built something like this a dozen times. Now, let's start with the part that should shock you, the timeline. Our traditional developer, the typist, quotes 2 weeks of work. The new guy, the vibe coder, who might be a project manager or a junior dev with good AI skills, gets it done in 4 hours. That gap isn't just a little bit better. It's so massive that no business on earth can afford to ignore it. So how? Well, the typist is spending their time setting up Git repos, debating state management libraries, and hand-coding every line of CSS. The vibe coder is spending their time writing detailed prompts, describing the outcome they want, and telling an AI agent to build it, test it, and fix the bugs. One is manual labor, the other is high-level direction. And this right here is the argument that the typist will lose 100% of the time. They'll complain, but my code is so clean, it's pure. The AI's code is a mess. You know what the CEO hears? Nothing. Because they don't care about code purity. They care that the sales team got a critical tool 2 weeks ahead of schedule. The business outcome is all that matters. And that's the real gut punch. In the eyes of the business, if your process makes you slower than the alternative, you're not a craftsman. You're an obstacle. You are just expensive friction that's slowing the entire company down. Okay, so that's the problem. And I know, it's a little scary, but this is not the time to give up. This is the time to pivot. You have to fundamentally change your professional identity and shift your entire focus away from the how of coding to the what and the why of the business. So this is your new job title, the product engineer. You're no longer the person on the assembly line manually laying every single brick. You are now the architect who designs the blueprint and makes damn sure the whole building is going to stand up. So let's be clear about where your value really is now. It's in all the things that AI is still terrible at. We're talking about high-level system architecture, thinking through weird edge cases, spotting security holes, and making sure the tech actually aligns with what the business needs. This is where your brain is irreplaceable.
Look, if this whole explainer is making you rethink your career path, good. That is exactly the point. To really become future-proof, you need to hit that subscribe button because we are breaking down all 30 rules from the book right here in this playlist. But for now, let's get practical.
This isn't just some high-level theory. I want to give you actionable, concrete steps you can take to change your entire workflow, starting the minute you walk into work tomorrow. The next time you get a new feature request, I want you to fight every instinct you have to open your code editor. Stop. Open a blank text document instead. Write the blueprint first. Think it through. Define the components, the data models, the inputs. Once that hard thinking is done, then you feed it to your AI agent, and your job shifts to being the architect and the code reviewer. I know. Staring at a blank page doesn't feel as productive as typing code. It's an ego check, but you have to get over this need to feel busy. Typing is a low-leverage activity. The deep thinking and planning you do before any code exists, that's the highest leverage work you can possibly do. And here's the really good news. This pivot isn't just about staying relevant. It's about becoming more powerful and more valuable than you have ever been. It's how you become the new kind of 10x developer. You know that old myth about the 10x developer? The one person who could outproduce an entire team? For a long time, we kind of decided that was a fantasy. Well, it's back, and it's very, very real. But this new 10x developer looks completely different. See, the new 10x developer isn't typing 10 times faster. They're thinking 10 times better. They orchestrate a whole suite of AI tools, getting rid of all the boring grunt work, and that frees them up to focus only on the hard, interesting problems. They're not burned out from boilerplate. They're energized by solving real challenges. And if you're still not convinced, this is the cold, hard truth from the other side of the hiring table. A hiring manager today who interviews a candidate who says they don't use AI just hears, "Hi, I insist on being slow, expensive, and inefficient," and no business can afford to hire that person. So the most important thing to take away from all of this is simple. The primary tool of your trade is no longer your keyboard. It's your mind. And ultimately, all of this comes down to a choice that you have to make for yourself right now. Are you going to keep clinging to the past and define yourself as a typist? Or are you going to step up, embrace the future, and become an architect? The era of the high-end typist is officially over. It's time to stop just typing and start truly building. Let us know which one you choose in the comments below. Are you a typist or an architect? Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss rule number 2. And if you can't wait to get ahead, the link to the full Code Like a Pro book is right there in the description.
Don't forget to subscribe to Pro Growth Insider for more insights on the how to code like a pro. Let's get to work.